Alright, so listen up. I know I left you guys with kind of a cliffhanger a couple videos ago. Very end, I was like, I gotta do a compression test. I was a little worried. That compression test was for the Volvo. Because after running it super lean on the drag strip down in Florida, I figured probably be a good idea to test the compression. Even though it sounded fine and everything, probably a good idea to test it. So these were the old numbers, all in the 170s to 180s. Most of them were high 170s, and these are the old numbers. They're now in the high 160s, so we're definitely down a little bit on compression. Now, two things. Number one, I don't know if the engine was the exact same temperature when I did each compression test. So if it was warmer when I did it the first time and colder than when I did it the second time, that would change things. But yeah, I mean, either way, probably not good. It's not terrible because it's not smoking, it's not ticking, you know, everything. It's got compression on all 8 cylinders, but it maybe just a little bit less. So that's that. There's really nothing we can do about it. We're just gonna send it until something happens. Anyway, today in this video, we're fixing the Volvo because it's got a few issues and it keeps breaking now that I'm home, unfortunately. First thing we're gonna tackle is the overheating issue because all the previous fan setups I've done have just not been able to keep up and it always overheats while it's not moving. We're gonna fix it with a Mishimoto fan and a custom fan shroud by yours truly. Check out Mishimoto for all your cooling needs, guys. Let's get into it. Now, I'm sure most of y'all know the guys over at Throttle and are familiar with what they do. Well, they've done it again. They've built another really sick car that they are giving away to one of you. In the past, they've given away S13s, Evos, STIs, and now they're giving away a new STI. The car has full bolt-ons on E85, made 340 wheel horsepower, 390 pound-feet of torque, has carbon fiber everywhere, a sick wrap, sick wheels, sick suspension. You guys can enter for your chance to win by purchasing car parts. Every $1 you spend is one entry. They have parts from over 350 brands. They've got worldwide shipping and most parts ship the same day. Now the sweepstakes end at midnight on March 31st, so make sure to get your entries now. And the coolest part is if you use my code, you'll get 15% off store-wide. Anyway, let's continue. everything's back assembled. Got the radiator with the new shroud, new fan. Fan is actually plugged in. Had to cut the charge pipe to fit the blow-off valve here, but it fits. I mean, it's touching, but it fits. It's full of coolant, so let's go ahead and turn her on, get her bled, see if this fan works. 195. This thing takes a while to get to 200 degrees, which I guess is a good thing. Oh, 200. Oh, the fan's on. The fan's on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 200. 199, 198, 197, all the way back to 195. Pretty sure we fixed it, because of all the previous setups, it took a minute for it to go from 200 degrees to 195 degrees. The fan was on for like 20 seconds there, and it dropped 5 degrees, so Mishimoto saves the day. Plus some Fabium work here, of course, you know. Right now it's just on wastegate pressure because I had to change around the boost controller, so not as fast, but like 10 minutes after I recorded that clip, I ran into a brand new GT500 on the road, and we raced. We did like a 2nd to 4th gear roll, and we were dead even. It was so sick, but the stupid GoPro had died. But wait. It turns out the guys in the GT500 were filming and have a YouTube channel of their own.
Yeah! Oh yeah! You got him! That thing is a sleeper. Holy shit, dude.
But even on wastegate pressure, this thing kept up with a brand new GT500. But now I'm going to install a software update on my 30-year-old car. So we got the voltage gauge fixed. We now have intake temp right here instead of trans temp because there's no trans temp sensor. Got the boost gauge fixed because that wasn't working, and also got the fuel level hopefully working better. I also went ahead and installed this little light. That is the light that turns on when the meth injection kit is injecting. Because as of right now, I don't actually technically know if it's working, but that light will let me know. Now I'm gonna fix the rattle that the subwoofer's making, because it's annoying as hell. Well, no more vibration. Turns out it was, like little screen protector was loose, so it was rattling around, so I just got rid of that. Subwoofer with vibrations is literally the worst. Let me clarify, rattles, not vibrations, because sound is vibrations. So listen. Well, I drove the car home last night. It was great. I drove it to the shop today, and I was noticing a little smell in the drive-thru. Got back to the shop, turned it off, and there's like a little puddle of oil underneath. So I checked. It looks like the oil feed was loose. The turbo oil feed was loose, so I tightened it. Then I went to start it while it was on the lift to check. After running for about 2 seconds, that's how much oil sprayed out. So we definitely have a malfunctioning oil feed. I don't know if it's the fitting or what. So it turns out that the line actually went bad because right here, it was touching one of the turbo manifolds. Although it didn't burn through the outside, it burnt the rubber on the inside of the line. So oil's just leaking through the stainless steel braid. So I just gotta shorten the line and route it a different way. Won't be quite as clean, but at least she won't be down. Well, there goes my day. Unfortunately, the AN fitting stripped. And it's not like I cross-threaded it, it's just these fittings are really cheap and the threads are super tiny. So, John, first it's the oil, now it's the coolant.
I've graduated from oil.
Oh, now I gotta find a dash 4 fitting, which like nobody makes dash 4 fittings. Well, there we are. No one had them locally, so you bet we had to get them overnighted. I didn't break break it. Look at that. I did some preventative maintenance, hopefully, and I heat wrapped, well, I put like a heat sleeve on the part that's by the turbo manifold and the part that's by the turbo. So the part that's just going across the engine doesn't need to be heat sleeved, but the other parts got some heat sleeve on them. Stuff's really nice because it has like heat shrink on it, so it actually stays in place and stuff. Let's go ahead and put it in. Look like it's leaking. That's good. That's a good sign. We're good. So hopefully all the little issues with the Volvo are fixed. Off camera, I also went ahead and replaced the spark plugs yet again because while installing them last time, I accidentally over-torqued 2 of them and actually cracked the spark plug. It'd be fine driving around, but it would kind of break up and boost. It is kind of funny how none of this little stuff was really an issue on our trip. It just happened to survive just long enough to make the car back without any issues. I'm still on only wastegate pressure because I haven't been able to turn up the boost yet because it's having all these issues. Got a new electric boost controller and a bunch of other really fun stuff for this car. I just haven't had a chance to put it in because I'm doing all these small things. I also got used to Molly's clutch now. This thing is definitely way faster than Molly. So fucking fast, man. I need to learn to rev this thing out better because I'm shifting at 6,000 and this gear made a difference because let me tell you, I have not seen that speed number in 3rd gear ever. I haven't even seen it in 4th gear before. I was like a little nervous because I was so used to the 388 horsepower from Molly that I wasn't really ready for the whatever 550, 600 that it's on right now. But it felt great. It didn't misfire or anything. Why does it sound like I have a window open back there now? So there's one last thing I'm gonna do before I start dailying this thing again, and that is to swap over the tires. Because as much as I love daily driving on these slicks, they are definitely wearing pretty quickly. So I got just some street tires that aren't winter tires. I'll throw those on and then we can go rip it a little bit more, see how it grips up. Before and after. Before and after. 215/65 R15s. Wow, these are some meats, but they blend in way better. I'm having a feeling that they're not gonna get very much traction. 2nd gear roll. Spins a little bit in 2nd, but honestly, that's not bad. That's the nice thing about the soft suspension, all the weight transferring to the back, and the solid axle, 0 camber. It, you know, even though it's a 215 tire, still gets a lot of that rubber to the ground. The tires are really, really smooth, which is nice. A couple of you guys have noticed that one of the other rims looks like it's bent, and I agree. They do look kind of like they're bent. It's not bad, unless if you're going like 80 or 90, it's not bad. And when I'm going 120 down the drag strip, it kind of balances out. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it. Volvo is hopefully now reliable. All the small little issues are fixed. This thing is a great street car to drive around, blast some tunes, and then gap some GT500s. Well, at least once we put the new boost controller on, which is what we are going to do in the next video. We're going to install an electronic boost controller and turn this baby back up. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support. Please check out the merch. If you want to watch the next video right now, you can head over to Patreon and watch it. I'll see you guys then. Peace out. Goodbye.